My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The last topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is us merging some topics together for the sake of time. We're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather responding to the accusations made by Logan Paul that he hasn't paid him, but we're also going to respond to 50 Cent saying that he owns TMT. So let's lay this out quickly so we can give our takes on this. So one, we're going to start with Mayweather responding to the lawsuit, and this is on Pivot, which is a YouTube channel.
Like the game, and I saw something. Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory, right? And you got to realize when you used to getting, to them that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Okay, we're getting a YouTube check,
right?
This is gonna be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, and he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7, 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn. Right. Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't ever trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life. Speaking.
All right, so that's what Floyd Mayweather had to say about owing Logan Paul. Let's take a listen to what 50 Cent said about owning TMT. And I'll say this in advance. I don't recall the language in this video, so parental advisory on this video.
Actually, they had a fight club uptown in Bronx, but it was illegal.
Oh my God, I remember that.
At the time, I couldn't go either because I was licensed.
Right.
Licensed promoter
Right,
instead
so
of
you
Nevada.
can't show up to BX fight.
And you would have said he doesn't know how we fell out or how anything. Like I never said anything to. Like I just woke up one morning and had a problem with him. But that's not what happened. What happened is we actually he asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically, it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because it's just not. I just said it, and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up with conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's fight time. It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. Right. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
All right, so that's what 50 Cent had to say about owning TMT. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to Floyd responding to Logan Paul and what 50 Cent said about owning TMT?
I mean, listen, it's the business. And like I said before, it's just people hating. When you're number one and you're that guy, everybody want to say something. That's how the business goes. And like Logan Paul knows how the business goes because if it was that serious, he'll sue him. When they asked him, are you going to sue Floyd Mayweather? He's like, nah, I don't know, maybe. You know what I'm saying? He's putting out there like he ain't paying him yet. And like Floyd says, this is the time, this is what it takes, when the big time takes time to get from the pay-per-views and all this other stuff. We know this from boxing. I think that's going to be taken care of. I don't think that's a big deal. As far as what 50 Cent is saying, maybe it's true. I don't know. But these guys is friends. They go back and forth. And when I say that they're friends, they're really, really friends. Like 50 hangs out with like Floyd's cousins and stuff now. he still associates with their people now. Like, these guys are really friends. And when they have falling outs, yeah, it's jokes for the internet and all that, but they get together and they be seeing each other and all that, talking to each other. They're really friends. So I'm sure that they will figure it out. There's always been a back and forth between 50 and Floyd. But, you know, soon you're going to see these guys hugging at a party with champagne bottles.
All right, G.
Yeah, I'll address the 50 Cent situation first. It kind of reminds me of the Cameron situation with Jim Jones, when Cameron, behind Jim Jones' back, incorporated Dipset, you know? And it's just like, yo, why would you do that? That's your man's, you know? Like, I don't know, man. I don't like none of that, man. Like, because if Mayweather was really your boy, and let's say he asked you for help with, you know, incorporating the business so it could protect him from, you know, from personal liability, why not do it on the up and up and do it in his name? You know what I mean? Or let's say y'all were supposed to be partners, both names should be listed, not only 50 Cent. I ain't like how that sounded, man. That's like some snake stuff, and that's how I felt when Cameron did that to Jim Jones. I didn't like that either. Now, in regards to the Logan Paul situation, I actually didn't like Mayweather's explanation at all. It's just his answer is it takes a while. How long is a while? I mean, like on average, is it 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? Like he could have easily answered the question, you know. But and it always makes me wonder, like, is the money tied up because of your legal problems with that fight? You know, from your crypto stuff, you know. And if it is, I think you owe it to Logan Paul to explain that. But him talking about, you know, I'm collecting royalty checks from fights from 10 years ago and all that stuff, that's cute, but that's not the situation. You're talking about people replaying your fight on cable. That's cute. But again, that's not what Logan's talking about. Logan's like, where's my money? You know what I'm saying? He just asking for my money. You know, Floyd's making side deals. They talking about with during that fight, showing it in different countries, not giving Logan Paul his bread. That to me, shady business. So I'm not mad at Logan Paul if he does decide to take legal action. He should, you know, but at the very least, Mayweather owes an explanation. And I don't believe the answer of, oh, it takes a while. You know, our people have been waiting a while. Like that answer doesn't suffice the situation. So yeah, I'm disappointed in both 50 and Mayweather for these topics.
I hate TBE.
All right, listen. This is craziness. This is madness. This is reaching the point of like somebody has to get involved. Like politicians got to get involved. Like we need lawyers, judges, and everything on both sides. But for me, what Floyd Mayweather, fix your face. Floyd Mayweather said me was not it. It was not it at all. It did not help the situation at all. And we've been through so much that you gotta understand that you're not getting paid. We suffer so much, you're not getting paid. I'm laughing at the point that you're not getting paid off for our struggles.
Well, you're laughing at your own joke, and we can't even hear the joke.
I said, I'm laughing at the point that Floyd Mayweather said, you're not getting paid off of our struggles. Like, oh my goodness. I'm like, you made a situation, you made a contract, you made an event, you made you started something and you couldn't finish it. And then 50 came in and was like, I'm licensed, but the money we made was unlicensed. I'm laughing at all the situation. Like they were fighting illegally, but I need to get paid.
I don't know if you ever watched.
I'm tracking with you, Trail.
I'm just saying, it's just messy business. It just seems like a whole lot of messy business. But Jake Paul, Logan, and Jake need to get paid, and you just give them their money and go about your business. Because right now, everything that's going on right now, it seems it's absurd, and I can't back it because it's like there's no like receipts or anything to prove that you don't owe this man money when you are owe this man money. So it's crazy. Like you can't use these arguments in court. That's it. At the end of it.
Yo, G, you riding with Ned. Cause you didn't strike on Ned, so you riding with Ned, G.
I'm not riding with this.
That's
kid.
you are. You roll when you stayed with
Yo,
Ned.
G, you in my corner, yo. Stop playing with me.
So you was riding with Ned, G.
Nah, I still remember when my man Ned said, "Yo, they giving out football numbers. I'm dropping dime." I said,
That's what it sounded like 50 just did.
Yeah.
Yo,
50 just, I don't know. That sound like ranting what 50 did.
yo, bro, I'm just about to get into that right now.
You know
But the first thing I want to say about 50, God, I can handle my enemies. Just protect me from my friends. God, I can handle my enemies. Just protect me from my friends. 50 doesn't realize that in that short clip, he admitted that when Floyd Mayweather was locked up, he went to incorporate TMT.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is something they talked about doing together and said it like it was a boss move. Think about that. Then he says, if I want to, I can go and stop them from using TMT. Except you just admitted to the whole world that you went behind Floyd's back to incorporate a business that y'all were supposed to do together. So if Floyd plays that in court, he wasn't given the opportunity to sign. It was all done at a time where this man was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to look at it. The money team is Floyd's. That's Floyd's thing. He's Money Mayweather. He's the boxer. You haven't fought. You fought as an amateur. You got no professional fights against the highest grossing pay-per-view selling fighter in the world. So I got to tell you, 50, if you tried to stop him and you went to court, I'm not so sure that the court's going to rule in your favor. When you admitted that you did it behind his back while he was locked up, you want to use the name The Money Team when people call you 50 Cent. They don't call you Money, though. They call him Money Mayweather. It's a boxing promotional company. Oh, which he's arguably the best fighter ever. Oh, which he's the highest grossing boxer in that sport ever. Oh, in which he's the one who's associated with boxing. If I recall, 50, his thing was SMS promotions. Mm-hmm. He had Gamboa and I think Andre Durrell and a few other fighters, but it was called SMS promotions. So what happened then? Why didn't you just call it TMT then? So one, I'm going to say about 50 is, oh, be lucky I'm letting you use the name. You know, yeah, maybe you did incorporate it in Delaware, right? But you incorporated the money team to do what exactly? Like, so again, maybe he did all those things, but does that mean he can stop Floyd from using the money team? I don't know. I'm questioning that. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good on radio, but can you really do it? I don't know. Let's go to the Logan Paul thing. I wasn't satisfied with Floyd's answer for a number of reasons. One, he goes to getting paid on the back end and all that stuff, and that's cool. But what does that have to do with you paying him for the fight? Mm-hmm. And so you're saying that you got to wait for people to watch pay-per-views in order for money to kick in? That sounds like residuals. It doesn't sound like what you get paid for the fight. Like I fight and then you pay me. So when it's exchange of goods and services, right? Well, not goods and services. When it's a service deal, you do the service, I pay you, because paying the money is the easiest thing to do. So, for example, when you bring your car to a mechanic, you don't pay the mechanic up front. The mechanic fixes your car, and then you pay the mechanic. That's the way it works. You're supposed to get the service first, and then you pay the money, because paying the money is the easiest thing to do. It's the quickest thing to do. So you don't want to pay it up front, and then there may be issues with the service. So in which case, when someone redoes your porch or someone renovates your home, it may be a situation where you pay a little up front, but mainly the service has to be done before you pay the person. So regardless of what you try to say, Logan gave you the service. Logan went in the ring and he performed. He went in the ring and he performed. You got to pay him. You got to pay him. So now you're talking about he got to wait all this time and he doesn't know. Then he goes to when we had to wait, it was okay. Now they got to wait. What's that got to do? This ain't, you know, man, I hate when once people start doing that, it just seems like a ploy for like sympathy from like the room or like hoping that it's a room full of black people. So like, yeah, they just going to jump on my side just cause I'm nah, bro. If the dude did the service that he was required to do, give the man the money. Like, and if you're saying it's going to take a while, contracts usually supposed to state when someone's going to get paid. So, like, upon finishing this and approval of my work, I get my money. No dispute, I get my money. He's talking about it's going to take a while. So, what's a while?
Exactly.
He says 7 years. I'm still getting paid off of fights from 7 years ago. So, you think this guy's supposed to sit there and wait 7 years? Oh, I made smart business deals. It sounds like you're trying to make yourself seem like you got all this money, but you don't have to explain why you ain't paid this man his money. I don't care about your business deals. I don't care about the checks you still seeing from 7 years ago. I just want to know where's the money that this guy was supposed to get paid. The one thing I know from that interview is Logan Paul's right. He didn't get paid. That's the one thing I got from that interview. Why he's not paid, I don't know. But I know the one thing I got from that interview is he hasn't been paid. And for me, that's a bad look for Floyd. Talking about, oh, it's real money to them. Well, if it's not real money to you, then offer him to pay him pennies on the dollar. Say, yo, bro, you're going to have to wait a year for your money. But I owe you $10 million. I'll give you 7 right now, and then I'll take your 10 when it comes. Would you agree to that? Bang, that's a big boss move. You just got 3. Do it like Cash App or do you? Take some off the top and give it to you like that. Since you big money.
Damn, I didn't realize he didn't give him nothing. I thought that he was waiting for his pay-per-view money. I thought he gave him something because when I was reading, it's like he got like $5 million and he's waiting for another $5 million.
If that's the case, then that's something different. I didn't really look at the breakdown of the money. If he gave him base salary and he's saying that like residuals for the pay-per-view kick in later, and that's what Logan's talking about, then that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So in that case, if way Logan's sounding is like he's saying he ain't get paid no money. But if he
ain't getting paid nothing, now that changes everything.
Okay, you know now, if this is pay-per-view money where he got paid, say $5 million, and he's supposed to get another $5 million off of the pay-per-views, then I can understand why he hasn't been paid yet. Because then that is like it probably
8 months ago was this fight.
8 months ago or something like that. I think it was like 8 months.
Like he should have got his pay-per-view money by now. You know what I mean? What's taking so long?
That's what. Hey, look again. It's just a bad look if you're Floyd Money Mayweather, and this is why people settle cases outside of court. Not necessarily that they're guilty, but some corporations like it's just a bad look to have this allegation floating over my head. If you're Floyd Money Mayweather and you're in the business of signing fighters, if you're Mayweather Promotions, it is a bad look to have a dude who just did a pay-per-view with you saying that they didn't get paid. And if you know the money's coming, like I said, offer him pennies on the dollar. Say, yo, since you can't wait for your $5 million to come in, I'll give you 3 now if you agree to give me your $5 million when it comes in. It's a $2 million come up if you know it's coming. So, I mean, but what it would do is it shut this dude up since he can't wait. To be honest, I'm not in the business of counting other people's money, so I don't necessarily know what the deal is. Maybe Floyd's telling the truth. Maybe, but all I'm saying is if Jake Paul didn't get his money, then there's an issue with that. If he didn't get all of his money, there's still an issue. But even if there's a reasonable explanation, you got to discuss it with him. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just be out there like, yo, they just got to wait. That's just what it is. Like, yo.
Reparations, baby.
Yeah. I believe something had to be going on. So for Logan Paul to be like, I might sue, I might not. I think they talking behind and they're gonna make something happen.
I hope.
Yeah. Floyd reached out to him. I mean, so
yeah, Floyd's gonna, like I said before, Floyd's gonna pay that man. There's no way he can't pay that man. You know what I mean?
It's a bad press of having this dude out on TMZ and
You
all
with
these
Floyd.
media outlets saying like, I ain't get paid yet, I ain't get paid yet, I ain't get paid yet. And then you're gonna have like up and coming boxers like, yo, man, you ain't even paid Jake yet. You know these dudes are influencers for a reason.
Mhm.
And they influence people. So like that's the last thing you want is like this dude did an interview. Oh, forget Floyd, he's a scumbag. He didn't pay me my
He's a
money.
weasel.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna end it there because we gotta close this up and wrap this up. So hopefully everything gets worked out and we won't have to talk about this anymore.
Definitely. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Thank you for rocking with us today. We are the Boxing Bros. That's Chef Boy RG. That's Kaden. That's Call Me Nedris, and I'm the Commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill. You know we appreciate y'all. It's the Boxing Bros.